Hong Kongers call U.S. violence a setback for democracy.
Here's a summary of the article.
Hong Kong residents from across the political spectrum condemned mob violence at the U.S. Capitol, 18 months after protesters stormed their own legislature to demand greater democracy, not the overthrow of election results. Pro-democracy activists said America's reputation and democracy were damaged by Wednesday's violence, in which supporters of President Donald Trump smashed their way into the U.S. Capitol in an attempt to overturn America's presidential election and keep Democrat Joe Biden from replacing Trump. Hong Kong experienced months of anti-government protests in 2019 against proposed legislation that would have allowed suspects in the semi-autonomous city to be sent to mainland China for trial. At least in the U.S., their elections are fair. In Hong Kong, elections are cancelled, said Leslie Chan, a district councillor in Hong Kong, referring to a year-long postponement of the city's legislative elections by Lam, who cited public health risks from the coronavirus. Advertisement: Hong Kong's pro-democracy camp accused the government of postponing the vote to prevent the opposition from gaining seats. Beijing's backers in the territory criticized the U.S. violence as a sign of a breakdown in law and order and respect for the government. Ip, a former Hong Kong Secretary for Security, said some U.S. politicians had dismissed the storming of Hong Kong's legislature as something not to be taken seriously.
This post received a score of 6,300, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The Chinese and Russian governments must be loving it.
Whole world is laughing at them. Trump actually has tons of supporters in HK. There were even some people that wanted to organize a small BLM rally there and it had to be cancelled because the organizers received tons of threats. I'm not even sure why the article title here is so dishonest. Hong Kong didn't decry anything, some Hong Kongers did, and others are fully supporting the pro-Trump protests. Trump also have a lot of supporters in Taiwan.
A bit of context, since I have relations in Taiwan. Taiwan and HK are both under extreme pressure from China. Trump has started a trade war with China, and citizens of HK and Taiwan know this. Even if Trump is crazy, which a lot of them believe, anything to hurt or pressure the Chinese government is considered good. That is where he gets all that support. Taiwan particularly signed a new military trade agreement recently and are buying SAMs from the US in case of invasion.
Definitely understand your point. Now tell me why all my Taiwanese and Hong Kong friends living in the US all support Trump as well. Even though he is promoting hate and chaos in the place they are now raising their families. Don't get me wrong, this is a serious question. I have tried to understand it, but it seems so wrong to me that they would place their origin country before their current country. Also, for context, I'm American-born Chinese, so I am always horrified by their blind support for Trump just because he started a trade war, or sold weapons to Taiwan.
Sometimes when people move to a new country as an adult, they would mostly still hang out with their own expat group and read news from old sources, and as such are still mostly influenced by their home media's views. A lot of them could have more conservative views on issues like same-sex marriage, abortion, and views on black people, and therefore easier to lean Republican. I think it's important to distinguish that most Asian immigrants do not think similarly to Asian Americans. Lastly, not everyone is the same, and definitely not everyone from those two places support Trump.
I get that and agree, as I came to the same conclusion. But in the end they are putting their old country ahead of their current country, and I can never fathom that.
Meanwhile, Dear Leader of USA issues a statement: "This is our internal matter. Other nations should stay out of our business." Oops, I am so confused with the role reversal. What a shame, we are usually good at shaking our heads at other banana republics and coups.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.